everyone, welcome to Minimal Mindful Mama. I'm Katie Mixon and I love helping busy moms to declutter and organize their lives so that you can spend less time decluttering and organizing and more time living the life that you want to live. Today I have for you 12 decluttering ideas. These shouldn't take very long to do each of them. So if you wanted to do a few in a day, you could do that. Or if you want to just tackle one small task each day to give you that boost of motivation to get you started on your decluttering journey, that can be a really helpful method as well. Of course, if you do one and you're on a roll and you have more time, then go ahead and knock out a few more of the things on this list. These are all relatively easy things to declutter that don't require a ton of thought or working through sentimental items. So whether you're just starting out with decluttering your home or whether you've been decluttering for a while and are using this as a refresh, I hope this list is helpful for you. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you can declutter is any expired makeup. Now, I didn't actually know this until a few years ago, but on the bottom of your makeup, there's a little symbol that will have an amount of time, such as 12 months or 6 months, and this tells you how long from the purchase date that makeup item is good for. So if there's any makeup items that you've had for a very long time and that you don't really use, but you don't really want to let go of because maybe you paid a lot for them when you bought them originally, this can be really helpful to determine which of those things might be expired and should really be gotten rid of. So go through your makeup collection and check the bottoms of your makeup items, and you can go ahead and declutter anything that is expired. The second thing that you can declutter is any old nail polish. So many of us have nail polish collections, and some of these might be kind of old and dried up or gloopy, or for whatever reason we still have them, but they're not ones that we choose to wear or that work very well anymore. So you can go through your nail polish collection and determine what needs to be thrown out, or maybe there's just some colors that you never actually end up wearing. Determine which bottles are the ones that you actually use and want to continue using, and then you can go ahead and declutter the rest. The third thing that you can declutter is any expired first aid items. It's definitely a good idea to do this one about once a year or so. So go through your medicine cabinet and check the dates on all those items. Especially if they're children's medication, it's really important to make sure that they're not expired. So check those dates and you can declutter anything that's no longer good. This is also really helpful as we're approaching the start of next school year so that you can determine what maybe you need to restock on. So starting with that decluttered medicine cabinet with all up-to-date items will be really helpful to have on hand, especially as we enter the fall and winter months. The fourth thing that you can declutter is anything that is broken. I don't know why we tend to hold on to these things. Sometimes we think that, oh, we'll fix it in the future, or I'll get around to gluing that someday. But if you haven't done it yet, you can go ahead and let go of anything broken. If it was something that you really loved and used, you probably would have tried to repair it right away. And so the fact that it's still sitting around in your house broken is a good sign that it wasn't really necessary to your life to begin with. Of course, I'm sure there's exceptions to this rule, but if you do have items that you immediately think of in your head that you know are broken, you can go ahead and declutter those items. If you're enjoying these tips so far, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. It means so much to me whenever you guys do this, and it really helps me out a lot. And when you subscribe, if you hit that little bell button below, that way you'll get notified when I upload new videos, so you won't miss out on any of my content. The fifth thing that you can declutter is any old condiments. Go through your refrigerator, and if there's anything that's just nasty or that is old or you don't use or don't remember when you bought it maybe, you can go ahead and toss those items. Only keep the things that you know are current and that your family actually uses. The sixth thing that you can declutter is any pens that don't work. I personally get really frustrated when I'm trying to grab a pen real quick and I have to try like 3 or 4 pens before I actually find one that works well. Instead of sticking those pens back into your drawer or wherever you keep your pens, just go ahead and toss them right away, and this will save you the hassle of having to do the same thing again next time. But for right now, you can go ahead and actually just try all of your pens and throw away any that don't work, and that way you'll know that you have all working pens. The seventh thing that you can declutter is any socks that have holes in them. Go through your drawer or your kids' drawers and check those socks for holes. No one likes to wear socks with holes in them, and this is a great time before back to school shopping to determine how many more socks you might need to buy and to declutter any that have holes in them. If you'd like to reuse them, you could add them to your rag drawer. Just make sure that when you do laundry, they don't end up back with your socks. This is another thing that you can actually keep up with every time that you do laundry. As I'm putting away my clean laundry, I actually check my socks for holes so that I can go ahead and declutter them right then, rather than adding them to my drawer and then having to do it later. So this is a really good habit of getting into while you're putting away laundry, of just checking those items and making sure that everything is good before you put it away. The eighth thing that you can declutter is the console in your car. This tends to accumulate trash or hairbands or bobby pins or whatever manner of random items that should really be gone through and put away and decluttered. Choose what you want to actually store in your car console, whether you do want to keep that extra hairband or if you want to keep a pack of baby wipes or something like bug spray or hand sanitizer. Your car console is actually a valuable storage space for things that you might need while you're on the go that maybe you've been keeping in your purse or diaper bag. So after you've gone through this and decluttered it, decide what would be helpful to store here, and you can actually create a really useful space for yourself in your car console. The ninth thing that you can declutter is your silverware drawer. This is another spot in our homes that can tend to accumulate a lot of extra things that we don't really need. Check for anything that is broken, any trash items, and if you have things like straws or takeout silverware, you can determine how many of these you actually want to keep and will use, and you can get rid of the rest. If you like cleaning, this is also a great time to wipe out your silverware drawer before you put everything back in. This is one that having clean and tidy and organized always brings me a lot of joy in the day-to-day when I didn't even realize that having it messy bothered me. And so this is a great area to declutter and to try to keep clean and tidy throughout the year. The 10th thing that you can declutter is your junk drawer. Now, for some people, this might be a little bit of a bigger task than others, so be sure to determine how much time you're actually going to need to accomplish this before you get started. Personally, I dislike the idea of having a junk drawer because I feel like it lends itself to accumulating junk. So if you can designate the purpose and the priorities for this drawer, this can be really helpful. Perhaps it's more of an office supply drawer where you keep pens and staples and stamps and envelopes, or maybe it's more of a utility drawer where you keep screwdrivers or batteries. Decide what is important for you to keep on hand in this drawer, and you can go ahead and remove everything else. Some of the items in your junk drawer may actually serve you better being kept somewhere else. For example, if you have a toolbox and you are keeping screwdrivers in your junk drawer, you may want to transfer those over so that all your tools are in the same place. Decide what you want this drawer to be for, and you can then determine where everything in it should go. The 11th thing that you can declutter is any old jewelry. Now, I'm not referring to your grandmother's necklace that is very important to you. What I'm talking about here is that earring that lost its pair, that maybe it was $10 at Claire's originally. Any jewelry that you either can't wear or that's broken, or that you just don't choose to wear because it maybe isn't your style anymore, can be decluttered from your jewelry. Maybe it can be passed along to your kids for play jewelry if you have daughters who like that. If it's still in good condition, maybe you can sell or donate it or gift it to a friend. Or if it's just a broken item, you can go ahead and either recycle or toss that. There's no reason for our jewelry collections to be cluttered up with things that we don't wear or love, because jewelry isn't a necessary per se item. The entire purpose of it is to be beautiful and to bring us joy. So everything in your jewelry collection should give you that joy and should be able to be worn. Finally, the 12th thing that you can declutter is your freezer. Comment down below and let me know that I'm not alone in having randomly at some point found a weird item in the back of your freezer that you couldn't remember how long it had even been there for. Because the purpose of your freezer is to store things for a long period of time, I feel like this happens more often than we'd like. And so going through and just determining what in there is still good and what needs to be tossed or composted is a relatively easy, if maybe not quick, way to declutter. If you have the time, you could also give it a good wipe down or organize the remaining items in there so that they're easy to find and are visible, so that you won't end up with those things shoved to the back for months on end again. Well, those are all 12 of my quick decluttering ideas. I hope that these ideas were helpful for you. Comment down below and let me know which of these you're most excited to tackle today. I know after going through this list myself, I really want to go check out the condiments in my refrigerator and make sure that there's nothing old in there. So I'd love to hear what you're going to be working on in the comments below as well. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy decluttering, and I will see you very soon in the next video.